You are not going to believe what type of lineups tonight's slate is funneling us into. But I guess when you've got a heat wave that's crushing half of the country and some strikeout props that'll make you jump out of your chair, that's just what you get. Hey, you're watching The Perfect Lineup, where Josh Engleman and myself, Dave Loughran, do everything we can each and every day to build the most beautiful lineup and take down a tournament. And at the very least, we're trying to cash until we do. And also, if you'd like to get a free week of MLB Sims yourself, leave a comment down below, just like everyone else has already done. Tell us who you think the top stack is going to be. And if you're right, well, guess what? Free Sims are coming your way. If you want to bypass the line, say you've looked across the leaderboards and said, God, those Stokastic avatars are everywhere, particularly at the top. Use promo code PERFECT and your first week of MLB Core Sims is 50% off. All right, let's dive into it. I told you it could be a little bit weird today. A lot of crazy weather, super hot, some elite pitchers going. Paying top dollar for your SP1 isn't always the smartest move, but this is pretty much a perfect setup for Garrett Crochet tonight against the Angels. I mean, outside of them having a little bit of pop, and they have a lot of pop actually against Southpaws, there's really nothing that we shouldn't like about this spot. I'll lay it out for you. Crochet has a 31% K rate on the season, and the Angels have the highest K rate against lefties of any other team on their active roster at 28%. And LA is going to load their lineup with righties. There's no doubt about it. But Crochet's holding them to a sub 300 WOBA and below a 100 ISO this season, and strikes them out at 31%. And you have brutally hot weather across almost the entire country today, but not in Anaheim, 68 degrees. And when you look at Crochet in the top pitchers tool over at Stokastic, 32% top two pitcher probability, higher than any other pitcher on the slate. And usually these guys are negatively leveraged in this spot, but not Crochet. I mean, I got 62% of him in my first Sims run, and that was a larger field, 10% to first, but the point stands. You're going to get him a lot today. Just look at his K prop. No one else is even remotely close on this slate. Now, if you're looking for lower owned pivots in this price range, Framber Valdez always looks good. He's got fantastic stuff, elite ground ball pitcher and great strikeout stuff. But I think my favorite spot would be Chris Bubich, who feels criminally underowned at 9K and is getting virtually no ownership in this spot based on the fact that he's competing with so many other top-tier pitchers on a big slate.
6 of you were smart enough to ignore me and not take the Red Sox. You won it with the Seattle Mariners, and now we need to find out who is going to get a free week of the MLB Sims. And at the end of this spin, we're going to find out that that person just happens to be J.B. Moore. Congratulations, you just won a week of MLB Sims at Stokastic. Email support@stokastic.com to claim that week.
All right, our SP2, only the second time that we've done this since we started this video a couple weeks back. Listen, the tools have been good to us this year, and on days like this, I think we need to put some faith in them. And at the time of recording this video around 10 Eastern, the play is to pay up for both of our pitchers on DraftKings. You don't need to do it in every lineup. Tyler Anderson against Boston in that same game Crochet is in looks like a viable low-end option if you're trying to get to that Coors game or some other expensive stacks. But I'm going to Freddie Peralta here. Listen, his K rate's down a little bit, 25% on the year, but this matchup legitimately checks all of the boxes for a great performance. The Pirates against right-handed pitchers strike out at the 9th highest clip, but they're bottom 3 in WRC+, they're 29th in WOBA, and they're dead last in ISO against righties. Only the Dodgers, too, in Colorado tonight, are a bigger money line favorite than the Brewers at -218. And the fact that Peralta has a 6.5 K prop with juice to the over and heavy juice to the over on 17.5 outs mean there's just a lot to like here. I know I'm putting Josh in a tough spot on paper with 20K going to our pitchers, but the top stacks tool as well suggests that, you know what, there is plenty to work with here tonight, even if you're paying up for both of your arms.
Paying up at SP1 and SP2 is going to make things generally a little bit more difficult, but we have enough games out there today that I think we found where we want to be, and that's going to be the San Diego Padres. Now, let's start with the things that are definitely not on our side. Weather, not great for a stack. It's like 60 degrees in San Diego. It's hot as balls everywhere else in the United States except for San Diego, so we're not getting any benefit there. Park, also not going to be all that helpful for us. We're not playing up power in any major way. But the tools are telling us something different. 5th in top stack, okay. 2nd in top value. That is going to help us out considerably given how much we're spending at SP1 and SP2. They are 3rd in stack score. That's a combination of top stack and top value, but they're only 7th in ownership. And that's where I think we can squeeze out a little bit more value. The hope is that you get a little bit more out of the lefties. Trevor Williams, that's where he has at least a little bit of a leak. 200 ISO so far this season, 418 WOBA. It's across like 700 pitches. The expected data is a little bit lower than that, but still, we'll work with what we can. So my first focus was going to be to the lefties, whether that's Jackson Merrill, Arias, Cronenworth, Gavin Sheets. You can go catcher for Maldonado. You can go short for Xander Bogaerts. Get Manny Machado at 3rd. You realize that I just named 7 dudes and didn't name Fernando Tatis, so we have plenty of options, and I think building out this lineup won't be all that difficult, even with the giant outlay in salary at SP1 and SP2. So now we're here, using the single lineup simulator at Stokastic.com to finish off the rest of the lineup. I've loaded in Crochet and Peralta. We're going 5-man stack for the Padres, Arias, Cronenworth, Bogaerts, Tatis, and Merrill. So we need a catcher, a 3rd baseman, and an outfielder. And the tool makes it simple. I just click complete this lineup, and I get the optimal plays to fill that spot. That gives us William Contreras at catcher. It gives us Miguel Vargas at 3rd, and it gives us Andrew Benintendi in the outfield. That's a 2-man White Sox stack. I'll take what we can get. The only thing left to do, find out how good this lineup really is by clicking Run Lineup Simulation. And it turns out we have built an absolute gem to start the day. 79% sim ROI, 0.3% chance for a win, 2.4% top 10, and a 34.5% cash rate. This is the best lineup that we've built so far in this perfect lineup series. I'm hoping today we really get it done, and this is the perfect lineup.